Right now?
Yes.
All right, awesome. This is Sam Daily Show. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be talking about a couple different things. We're going to be talking about technology, language, and news. With technology, I've seen a absolute decline in attention. Just talking to somebody is that constantly they're looking at their phone. Preston, do you have any words on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty bad out there. They got the boomers too, I found out today when I went to the pizza shop to get pie.
We'll get to that in just a second. Preston actually went out on a adventure. I asked him to go and get a pizza, gave him $100, and I said, keep the change. You just have to leave your phone here. But we'll talk about that in just a second. We also have in the studio tonight Anarcho Josh. Happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
Thoughts on technology?
It's a thing, and we're definitely addicted to stuff on our phone.
Yeah, and before the show, I actually looked at Anarcho Josh, and I said, we're actually going to talk about something where we agree. And I think that we agree a lot, that there's a lot of people that just look at their phones. Average screen time, I think, from the last set of data I saw was something like 8 hours. Like the kid spends, on average, 8 hours a day on the phone.
Yeah, man, that makes sense. Seems about right. So
we're going to hit on technology. We're going to discuss that, and then we're going to talk about language. I went on a little bit of a schizo journey, studying definitions, and I wanted to start with language. I've got a hair in my mouth. So we're going to talk about that. Whether or not, I guess my claim is that the Oxford Dictionary, the Merriam Dictionary, and pretty much every dictionary is wrong, where Mr. Science over here would probably disagree with that, maybe, a little bit.
I mean, collectively, we kind of decide what words mean. Literally has changed definitions because of people's misuse of it.
So you agree that language is subjective?
To a degree, yeah.
Okay. But not entirely?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so we'll disagree on that little segment right there. And then the last part is we're going to talk about news. And, yeah, we're not going to talk much on news because we're actually really sick of it. In fact, I actually started this show because I was really interested in politics. But the more that I'm seeing things go down is that it doesn't really matter. And
why we should overthrow the government.
Okay, we shouldn't overthrow the government. Maybe down the line, but we'll touch on that then. Until then, let's go ahead and dive into technology. Normally I would have a prompted slide. Go ahead and Preston hit the slide button where I can read the teleprompter.
There isn't a button here for that, Sam, and I think you know that.
Oh. Did you know that we don't have that?
No, I thought that was a thing.
I thought somebody had wrote a script and I was going to just read off of it.
Preston,
No.
Wasn't that your job?
No, that's not. So, no, there's budget cuts right now, guys. There's budget cuts.
We have a budget?
Yeah, we have a budget, and there's
Who do you think
been
buys
budget
all of
cuts
this carbonated
lately.
water?
Oh, yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah, the guy who sets the budget.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, that's right. We weren't going to read any kind of script. We were actually going to have Preston share his story of going to Minsky's Pizza without his phone. Actually, it was another pizza shop before that, but it turns out that they didn't have enough people to work, and so it's currently closed. And it's one of my favorite pizza places. Other than the last 3 times we got a pizza there, it was burnt. They make like these 3-foot, pizzas. But Preston, what did I ask you to do today?
Well, Sam was very disappointed in my ability to just not pay attention to everything and be on my phone all the time. So he made a bet with me. He said if
That's actually, on average, I would say it's every 20 seconds that he looks at his phone.
That is, no.
No, that's pretty accurate.
Not true.
That's pretty accurate.
I would have to disagree with you there. So, no, wait, the thing is right now, I'm in between jobs right now. But don't let that fool you. I'm still
He got fired, is basically what he's saying.
I didn't get fired. No, I didn't get fired.
He got let go.
So you chose to quit a job without getting a new one first?
No. What happened? I got laid off. It's budget cuts, man. It's not my fault. It's just budget cuts. So, yeah.
Blame the budget cuts.
So anyway,
So you're in between jobs, and Sam here was like, well, I'll buy a pie for tonight. We call it pies. What do you call pizzas?
I like to call it za when I'm feeling
Za.
zesty.
Put it in the chat, ladies and gents. Go ahead and put it in the chat what it is that you call pizza. I know it's a lot of different out there, but
we're all
also,
special snowflakes.
Also, subscribe, comment what you call pizza, and then what's the last thing? Ring the bell or do what
Like the stream. It's good for the algorithm.
Yes.
Serve the algorithm gods for us, please.
Yes. Share this with your grandmother.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Back to you, Preston.
Yeah, so anyways, like the deal was, it was that we, he made a bet that I couldn't go this time without my phone to go get a pizza. Took about an hour or so. I go over there and I'm waiting for my pizza, right? And what happened was...
No. You forgot. You left out the whole entire part where you went to another pizza place. It was closed. He comes back and he goes, oh, the pizza place is closed. And I said, okay, we'll go to Minsky's. Go to this other pizza joint. And he goes, where's that? And I said, you just take I-29 north and then take this exit and then you're there. And he just kind of looks at me. And I have these 3 hooligans that are now standing behind a couch looking at me as I give directions to a restaurant. And one of them goes, well, why don't you just put it in maps? And I said, well, then he would lose the bet. I can't take his phone. He can't take his phone. He can't use GPS. He just has to get there. So I wrote it all out, step-by-step directions. One of the kids goes, well, it doesn't even matter. Who cares about directions? Another one says, well, why don't you just put your phone on airplane? What was Vic's idea?
He wanted me to download a map and just like turn my data off, basically. That's what he wanted. So, and I just didn't do it, because of the bed and everything.
Which he actually comes into play into the story a little bit later with the deodorant, but we'll get there.
We're gonna talk about
so
that.
I gave him I gave him a sheet of paper and it said, what pizzas he's gonna order and then also the directions. Did you follow those directions?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I've done it before. It's not like I'm completely ignorant to directions. I've done it before, but I'm just used to following the blue line, man. The highlighted blue line. Then when it turns gray, it's just like you already passed it and that sort of thing.
Sounds like you're pretty dependent on technology.
Maybe a little bit, but I can still do it. Like I did it just fine, so like we're good.
No, then this is great. And then whenever he finally did get back, he had the pizzas and he had the biggest smile and he's so excited to share like what happened. And like I've never seen somebody so excited to share their journey to a pizza place as Preston was, with a big smile, and then this is what he says.
Well, there's the whole Vic thing, but I feel like we can touch on that later. But basically what happened was I was there and I was like, I told Sam before I left, I was like, I want to talk to an old guy because they're funny folks. They're funny people. And they also usually aren't on their phones, but I was wrong because there was an old guy there, but I tried to talk to him and he just wasn't having it. Like he was just standing up waiting for his pizza. And I was like, hey man, you can come sit with me, because like all the other spots were taken, so he was just kind of standing there. I was like, hey, you can come sit with me, and he was just like, no, my pizza will be out in like a minute or so. And it turns out being like 15-20 minutes that his pizza was away, and the whole time he was just like on his phone. And like so were all of the other people around me. Like,
yeah, was that weird? Like that's the one thing that you shared with me. I was like, well, now you were able to kind of see what I was talking about, right?
I'm not that bad. Whenever I'm out in public, you'd be like surprised. Like I don't get on my phone that much in public, but right now when I have nothing going on, like it's just something,
I can quit whenever I want. All right, I can stop whenever I want. I don't have a problem.
All right, that's not the same, and you know it. You know it's not the same. It's not. I'm not saying I'm an addict. I'm not an addict.
Guys,
actually, I know I'm not an addict.
I just need to check it like every 20 seconds.
No,
like, I know. I don't need to look.
Stop. I know I'm not an addict. Okay, like
you are legitimately an addict.
I am not an addict.
Well,
I'm not addicted to my
look
phone.
at your statistics.
Yeah.
Your phone shows you how much screen
Yeah.
time
Why
a
don't you
day.
do that? Why don't you share that live?
No, here's the thing is this week doesn't count, and neither do these days
doesn't
because
count.
I haven't had a job. So
Like, I'm quitting next week, so
Right.
like this week doesn't count.
no, it's not like
my
that.
cheat
It's
week.
the,
Yeah,
no.
just-
Whenever I'm working
I'm
or
gonna-
doing anything, I don't look at my phone, and it's just simple as that. I'm not.
I've only looked at it. Like,
An addiction would
hundred times
imply
today.
that I'm putting other things away.
can
to
you
look at
share
my
it?
phone.
Can you just shut up and share it with us?
I don't think that's necessary.
you gotta. You have to share it. Like we went all this way. We're talking about technology. I think everybody should share their screen. Do you have screen time? Like, can you? Can
My
you see
phone's dead.
your phone is dead?
Mm-hmm.
You've been using your phone so much that your phone is dead.
No, I'm just lazy and I don't charge it.
That's fair. I'm kind of in the same boat. But go ahead and share your screen. Do you have it pulled up?
No, I don't.
I can see you.
It's like 7
picking at-
hours.
I can.
A
Why?
day?
Probably like 7 hours
Well,
today.
yesterday it was 7 hours and 37 minutes. I think whenever I asked you
Yes,
that.
yes. It's probably the same. It's probably the same, like 7 hours.
Almost keeping up with the Gen Z.
He is a Gen Zer.
Oh yeah. What do we call the next generation? Is that a thing?
So this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have an epidemic here, is that people are just absolutely addicted to their phones. Preston is a great case.
All right, hold
right
on. No. Let's go. I want to nip this in the bud real quick because I'm not a phone addict, and I know I'm not a phone addict, and I don't like that you guys
Denial.
are accusing me of this.
Can't
It's not
just
denial.
Swallow your pride for the bet. Anyway, I think a lot of the reason why people are addicted to their phones is because of predatory apps like, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all the other popular ones is because it's rage clicks. And what keeps people on their phones is engaging quote-unquote content, regardless of how accurate it is or how helpful it is or how it affects your mental health. Any of that it doesn't matter. As long as you're giving them your attention and you're the commodity and you're giving them views on ads, which then give them money. That's all that really matters. That's all it comes down to.
You know what I think it is?
Hmm.
I think that it's a terrible cycle. Is that basically what happens is that you spend so much time on your phone. What am I trying to say here? Oh yeah, you just become numb. I think it's like any other addiction, is that what happens is that you just become numb. Like with alcohol, you become numb. With pills, whether it be Xanax or Percocets or whatever, your prescription pill of choice is that you just end up becoming numb. And so you want to feel something, and you just turn back to that. And you just keep turning back to that. Now the thing is, it's interesting with social media because the way you get your dopamine hits is by feeling something. And what's sad about social media is that now it's incentivized to get hate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like so like
Like I said, rage clicks.
your channel can grow rapidly if you get. It doesn't matter whether it's people who support it or people who hate it. Is that it will still grow a platform. I mean, that's why we have Anarcho Josh here, is because everybody hates him and everybody loves Preston.
Yeah.
I mixed that up. Everybody loves Anarcho Josh and everybody hates me, right? And so then people like that's their dopamine hit, is actually just getting frustrated. They're so numb that they don't even care what emotion it is, even if it's frustration, and it sucks. And I was there. I'm not. Listen, I don't. Preston, I hate that I pick on you sometimes, but I was there. I was in your shoes before. I used my phone every 20 seconds. I was addicted to my phone like you currently are.
Okay, here's the thing. Before there was a certain someone in my life, in my defense, Google Maps was my most used app, and it was like 2 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. But is that it?
Yeah, that's it. But
Anyway, as I was saying is that like I've been in Preston's shoes, I've been in your shoes, and it's really easy. You just unplug. You just delete every app on your phone. You laugh at that, but I did that. I did that in like 2016.
If we're talking about how these phones are addictive, telling people to just quit their addiction is easier said than done. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, you're gonna go through withdrawal. So
Well, that's definitely
what does that
true.
even look like? Withdrawal from like?
Oh, it's when you grab your phone and then realize that either it's dead or none of the apps that you were intending on using are there anymore. And you do that about every 20 seconds or so because your brain thinks, oh, why don't you just use your phone? And it'll go, and you'll reach for it and then be like, oh yeah, I can't.
Maybe,
and then it's because it's like almost like an extension of yourself.
maybe that's like a good test for you, is that don't charge your phone overnight, let it die, and then the next day, I mean, obviously you'd be on a day off or something, but the next day is that carry on to your phone, but count how many times that you look at that phone even though it's dead. And I'd say if you do it more than 10 times in one day, there's some kind of dependency issue.
I'd actually agree and think you're onto something. An awareness of how often you use your phone would definitely help you break.
I don't think that would do anything. I think
having an awareness is a good first step.
Sure. But what I'm saying though is that Preston here, if he turned off his phone for a day, and then because you're in between jobs, you can do that, right?
Yeah, I totally can, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, I know, but just for the sake of for a brother.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it. He actually, the first time ever that Sam Daly Show title is mentioned in the show. But yeah, for your brother's sake, is you should go one day without your phone. Turn it all the way off, run it out of juice, and then carry it for a day. And then we'll come back on the show next Thursday, and then we'll share with the audience how many times did you, pull it out of your pocket and try to look at it, but find out it's dead. Would you do that for us, Preston?
I'll think about it.
How much does Sam have to pay you to do that?
Yeah, Sam, you think you'll pay me for that?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, there you
How
go.
much? How much you paying for that?
Name your price.
I'll do it for a slight 100.
For $100.
Yeah, for $100. That's
Folks,
my
this
price
is where
tag.
I'm going to go ahead and look at y'all and say that you are our biggest supporter. If you are watching this, go ahead and slide on over to samdailyshow.com. You can scroll down or up or around there and then get to our locals page. I think it's also samdailyshow.locals.com, and you can become a supporter. You may or may not receive soap if you become a monthly supporter. But you can help us in our latest scientific discovery of whether or not Preston is truly addicted to his phone.
Also
Yes.
join the Discord.
Also join the Discord.
If they'll let you in.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to join the
Okay.
Discord server. And what?
No, I'm trying real hard to nip this in the bud. I'm not addicted to my phone, and it's just simple as that. It's just I'm not addicted to my phone. That would imply.
How
that,
would
like,
you define addiction?
Like if I'm like using my phone at the expense of
You don't own it. You don't
Of
have
what? Your own.
You don't need to
health?
use your phone.
If you're using your phone as being destructive towards you, maybe, and
It's
yet
not.
you can't stop.
It's not destructive, and I totally can stop. It's because it's not an addiction. Like
I wish you could have the split screen
You know
whenever
what?
me and
Same.
Uncle Josh look at
Cigarette.
each other like.
Just this. Like
This is-
he kidding me? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah, you were legitimately looking at your phone every 20 seconds for a straight 2 hours whenever we were watching that movie and holding hands.
we were not holding hands, first of all, and second of all,
They were.
I
playing
was
footsies.
expecting something. So
Oh, what were you expecting?
just none of your business. I was
a
just
text from a
expecting
pretty
something.
girl. No, you're right. It's probably an ugly girl. Wow, that was really mean. I'm sorry.
That's not cool.
That's not like me. Look, I'm a little hungover and I'm real tired today.
Yeah. Let's just nip that in the bud. Is it nip that in the bud or nip that in the butt?
But
I don't know. I have a lot of catchphrases though, so like it's just like
Yeah, why don't you go
Preston's classic catchphrases.
Why don't you go ahead and share one of your stupid catchphrases like, "Oh, looks like it's you got a bad case of Mondays." That's his favorite.
yeah,
Yikes.
that's a good one. So like if someone's not really having a Friday, and that means a good day, by the way, and they're having more of a bad day, that's a Monday. So like, oh, he's sure having a Monday. That's a good line. I like that catchphrase.
Hey, this is dumb. Can we get to the point where we're talking about deodorant?
Oh, yeah,
All right.
that's right. The part of the
Mhm.
story whenever he went to the pizza joint and talked to the lady.
After his failure with talking to the old men.
It wasn't really a failure.
Well, he didn't talk to you much, did he?
No,
Yeah.
because he wasn't very interested. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
Oh, please tell me why, Sam.
Because he's
Why?
probably addicted to his phone like you are.
I'm okay. All right. Okay.
So
You guys
anyway,
are-
besides the old man, before you
Yeah.
try to nip this in the bud again,
Yeah. What about this? What about this?
what about the other people you talked to?
This old hag you talked to?
She wasn't a hag. She was like my age.
Okay, I resent saying that as well.
Did you think she was cute?
She was attractive. She was good looking.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
That's
and
all I have
then
to say.
and you talk to her. And what
I
did
don't
you
want
say?
to
Yeah, so
out
but here,
people. Why are you guys?
listen,
why do you guys want me to
listen,
tell this
so-
story live? I don't
so-
want to out people.
All right.
So
well, then
listen,
don't.
we'll just say
I'm not
that
gonna make you do
we
anything.
know somebody goes by the name of Vic. We should almost get him
Sam-
down here. I
Sam
almost
wants
feel
that.
bad bringing this up, but you know what? This is his
We are
his
talking
logic.
behind his
This
back.
is no,
on
it's
live
not. No,
YouTube.
no. This is the logic that he provided to us. Basically, he said to us is that he doesn't wear deodorant. Why, Anarcho Josh?
Well, he specifically doesn't wear deodorant on the first date. And the reason why is because if she is interested in everything that he has to offer, but doesn't like his stinky pits and doesn't want to be with him for that, then they're not deserving to be the mother of his future children, is his words, not mine.
So we want all the lovely ladies that are watching this stream to put down in the comments below whether or not you would go on a second date with Vic. And so, Preston,
You
at
just
this,
outed him.
yeah, of course I did.
You said his name.
We've openly talked about this on the stream in the past while he's on the stream.
Sorry, Vic.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm not going to apologize. It's
Sam's
his
not,
words,
I
not
will.
mine. And so what Preston did is that he went to this restaurant and he asked this lovely lady a question in regards to his buddy Vic.
His master plan.
By the way, I must say it's much easier to talk to it's much easier to ask women on a date if you're doing it on behalf of a third party.
Oh,
It's
I
so
thought you
much
were. I
easier.
thought you were saying it's so much easier to talk to women when you have 20 minutes where you're not looking at your phone
No,
every 20
that's
seconds.
not what I was gonna say. I can talk to
Okay.
women either way, but I'm saying it's much easier whenever you're doing it on behalf of someone else, because it's like if it's a rejection, you're not the one getting rejected. It's just like him getting rejected, more like,
Yeah. We should just go ahead and write a bunch of these ideas down of Preston adventures and then just have him go off and.
And what, make
Like-
him wear a body cam or something?
Well, no, I
Something.
want it to lead to a Sam adventure and just go ahead and one of the things that we need to write in this and then put it in the jar is Preston goes out and gets a date for Sam.
Yeah, that's going to go over well.
there was an older lady there. That was probably more your style, Sam.
Any sexy goth chicks there? Or
They're not interested in you, Josh.
how the hell would you know?
I just know.
Oh, you just know women so well.
I do.
That's why you're single?
I'm not single.
Oh, you're not? Well, tell us about this lady you're talking
no,
Uh-oh.
no, that's not gonna happen.
Sticky.
to. Uh-oh. Pixar didn't happen. Don't believe you. Sorry, buddy.
She goes to another school.
She goes to another school. She moved away, okay?
You guys aren't funny.
Anyway, so
I think
you
I'm
went to this
hilarious.
restaurant and then you talked to this gal and then you talked to actually two people and asked them this question.
Yeah, but to be fair, the other one wasn't very responsive, so it wasn't really
Was it
much
because she
worth
was on her
like.
phone?
No, she was just like she just wasn't very responsive, so I didn't really care about that interaction. But the first one was pretty good. So
Mm.
You know, Preston, the only joy I really get out of this show is by picking on you. I mean, I'm sorry for that, but dear God, there's nothing else for me.
He's kind
Yeah.
of he's kind of opening up to you, Preston, and you're just gonna sit there and be silent.
Well, yeah,
He's still
because I
recovering
mean, it
from
makes
phone
sense.
addiction.
It makes sense
Mhm.
because it's like whenever your ideas are just built on nothing. I mean, it kind of makes sense
You
that
know,
that's the
not
only thing you can
40 years
talk
of Soviet
about.
history.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I know anything about them Soviets,
Do you know anything about them Soviets?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Like
they
what?
killed a lot of people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they
Well,
killed
so
a lot
did
of people.
the Americans, so.
Not really. In,
No,
in the
no,
grand scheme of
never,
things,
no.
America has killed the least amount of people.
Yeah, you're
of any
wrong
other
about
nation.
that. God love you, but you're wrong.
The Chinese nation,
Go
in
ahead
comparison,
and look it up. Just look it up.
you think that America has? Look, we haven't even yet gotten to the news or politics portion.
Yeah, all right. Technology
We
bad.
should, yeah.
Facebook bad. Delete
that's-
Facebook. Just start with one app.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yep.
Just one
Yeah,
app.
just start with one app.
No, Sam, listen.
What?
It's very, very clear that Josh is a historian of sorts, so I think
Not really.
he should talk
Actually,
about the
history is
Soviet
my,
history.
Least well-versed subject.
Hey, can you pass me that LaCroix?
Here.
Let's keep this out of the camera because we don't want it to. We have a sponsorship with Pellandingo carbonated water, and we're drinking the competition now. That's what it's
That is
called,
not
right?
true.
Pellandingo?
No, it's not called Pellandingo. It's called Pellegrino.
Oh,
And we
San
don't-
Pellandingo. Oh, that's a G. Never mind. Anyway, so this actually leads us right into our next segment, which is language. Okay, so I went on a little schizo at the schizo journey of my own in my head in asking the question is, what is language? Which is a silly question, right? And I'll go ahead and go through my thought process here real quick. I don't have it on a teleprompter, but what is language as defined by the... Wait, no. Where does language originate? Does language come from the consensus of man or from God? And why do we need to know this? If language is subjective, does this mean reality is too? So these questions were stewing around in my head. Silly questions. If anything, I was probably just trying to write poetry, and then it just popped out here. So anyway, I looked up immediately what is the definition according to American Heritage Dictionary for language. And it is communication of thoughts and feelings through a system of arbitrary signals such as voice sounds, gestures, or written symbols. Okay? How do you feel about that?
I don't like the use of the term arbitrary
I
in
don't
that
either.
definition.
I don't either.
It seems like it isn't arbitrary. It's not like you just illogically started making noises and gestures to try to communicate.
But sometimes it is.
'Cause
But sometimes
those
it
things
is
are
arbitrary,
Learned.
right?
It's usually learned.
Yeah.
Unless you're a kid trying to make up his own language just for the fun of it or whatever. I mean, sure, that's kind of
But
arbitrary.
it's implying that there is no origin, right?
Well, not necessarily.
Well, if something is arbitrary, which for our listeners out there who are maybe addicted to their phones and they
Oh my
don't
gosh.
know, how to, study language or, words and such. We've got it right here. Is that arbitrary is what the definition here is: determined by chance, whim, or impulse, and not by necessity, reason, or principle. So that's the word we're talking about now,
I
right?
think
Arbitrary.
there's necessity, reason, and I don't know, I guess principle
For
when it
everything that you
comes to
communicate.
language. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
let me ask you
what's-
this.
what?
Of those voice sounds, gestures, and written symbols, which of those do you think came first?
Gestures.
Gestures?
Yeah.
You think God gestured the world into existence?
I don't think God did anything because God doesn't
All right,
exist.
shut up.
Who the
I've
hell
got
do you
another
think you're talking to?
Shut up. Shut your stupid mouth.
Don't ask me stupid questions.
Okay, well just shut your stupid mouth.
Hey
just for a
Josh,
second.
I can't help but notice, but you have something on around your neck that you
yeah.
didn't take off
You
yet.
big whiny baby. Let me put away the upside down cross because it offends all the Christians.
Well, it's my mother watches.
I don't care.
My mother used to watch this.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Oh, who's that scary guy on the show?"
No, she thinks that you're very fascinating.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
have her on the show. I'll happily have a conversation with her.
I don't
Yeah.
want you to meet my mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you want me to meet your mother either.
By fascinating, we don't mean in like you have very like cool opinions or something. We mean fascinating in the way like that a child like farting and sniffing his own farts is fascinating. Like it's fascinating.
Well,
That
I
sort of
think you're pretty
fascinating.
fascinating, Preston.
Is it Pellegrino or Pellegrino?
Why are you so hung up on this?
I don't know. I just, it's carbonated water. So arbitrary, this other definition is based on or subject to individual judgment or preference. So we agree that arbitrary, that's inaccurate. So why does it say in the American Heritage Dictionary that it's thoughts and feelings through a system of arbitrary signals?
No, people are wrong sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but the word language, of all words in the dictionary, they got that one wrong. I just find it fascinating.
Or maybe we're just dumb. And we're wrong. You ever thought about that?
Did I use the word fascinating twice in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, we need to ban that word for the rest of the show.
I gotta look it up and understand the meaning first. So I've also got the Merriam-Webster, and this definition right here for language is a systematic means of communicating ideas or feelings by the use of conventionalized signs, sounds, gestures, marks, leaving understood meaning, right? Or marks leaving understood meaning. So it's implying language is also written, I guess. But the main difference with this one is conventionalized. Do you like conventionalized or do you like arbitrary better? Preston, I want to ask you this question.
I don't know what
Did
that
I
means.
mention why I think this is so important? Is that like
Something about how if
It's
language
language.
didn't originate from God or something or whatever, then it's like, I don't know.
no? If the dictionary gets the word language wrong, like the definition for language in the dictionary is inaccurate, what does that say about all of the other words in the dictionary?
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily means that all the words that...
You don't think so? I think so. I think without a doubt is that if you get language wrong, then it is.
Then all the other words that you try to define are going to be defined wrong?
Yeah, 100%.
No, I don't think so.
So, this definition, and this is incredible stuff. This is incredible stuff, right? This is fun to talk about, right? Am I not the only one, Preston?
No, go on. We're not done yet.
He's looking at his phone right now.
I'm not looking at my phone actually.
Okay.
I've been switching.
Do you have any
I'm
questions?
just like the guy that just kind of does the thing and all of that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
A follower.
We wish you could do a little bit more though.
like,
I don't know. You're the type of guy that might have a couple questions when it comes to the definition of the word language.
Maybe take a little bit of initiative in the conversation.
Yeah, you haven't really done much this whole entire time except for talk about how addicted you are to your phone.
yeah.
And
How about
try
I'll keep that in
be a
mind when I
bully.
walk away from the board, and then you guys can figure out how to switch these cameras back and forth and take care of the audio. So
I think it's that chair. Usually whenever I sit in that chair too, I get really emotional. So I mean,
I'm not
it's-
emotional.
You're
I'm
getting-
calm and blessed. I'm completely
you're
cool.
up in arms right now and you want to get out of here.
I'm cool as a cuke, bro.
Is it what?
A cuke. It's shorthand for cucumber.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
He used the shorthand for cucumber?
I don't know. It's like 3 more syllables. Oh, 2. The whole word's 3.
Okay, so Merriam-Webster defines language as a systematic meaning of communicating ideas or feelings by the use of conventionalized signs, sounds, blah, 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 blah. Can you define conventional, Preston, please? I'll go ahead and tell you. It's formed by agreement, according with, sanctioned by, or based on convention, lacking originality, ordinary, commonplace.
Okay, well, you can't use the word in the definition. It kind of is like elementary, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't use Merriam-Webster. So after I read that, I was like, we got to find another one. So I used the Oxford Dictionary, and it says that conventional, based on or in accordance with what is generally done or believed.
Oh, yeah. That makes more sense.
But it's cut in the middle. What's generally done or believed.
Well, it depends on the context.
Well, in the context of the definition of language.
Well, then it's believed or done. Actually, both apply. The language is being done based off of beliefs.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is it arbitrary or conventionalized? Which one do you like better?
Conventionalized.
Conventionalized?
Yeah.
Okay, so step 2 is when it comes to conventionalized, the definition, there's 2 definitions to this. Is that based on or in accordance with that, with what is generally done or believed. So there's 2 definitions there for conventional. Is it that it's based on or in accordance with what is generally done? Excuse me. Or is it based on or in accordance with what is believed?
Are you giving me an either or here?
I mean, yeah, like it's one or the other, right?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, if, the hand signals, voices, or whatever are being done in accordance to what people believe, then both apply.
I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about.
I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about 90% of the time, Sam, but here we are.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next topic, which is news. We've hit on technology, so we're going to put an X by that. Language and news. So I cannot stand listening to politics anymore. There is just like a nail that is driven into my head every time I listen to anything news related. There's something that is, I don't know what it is.
Where do you get your news from?
Nowhere right now.
Where did you get your news from that caused you to be this way?
CNN.
Yeah, well, there's your problem, and also you're full of it, but there's your problem.
What do you mean?
You don't watch CNN, bro?
I love watching CNN.
Totally. The
CNN
conservative Republican fascist love CNN, huh?
CNN, yeah, it's conservative news network.
Yeah. We've had multiple discussions about how we both don't like mainstream news.
You must have been talking to somebody else because I love CNN and Fox. I like to get both sides of the story.
This is what we call gaslighting.
What do you mean? What's gaslighting? I haven't made it that far into the dictionary, and it's probably wrong because they've incorrectly defined language.
Gaslighting is when you say or do something, and then when someone mentions that you said or did something, you turn around and say, that didn't happen, I didn't do that, or say that.
So you don't believe I've always enjoyed watching CNN and Fox?
Correct.
What if
based on what you've said previously?
Yeah, but previously, what if I lied to you and I actually watch CNN and Fox all the time? Like, that's my main news source. What if that was the case?
If that's the case, then I'd highly recommend that you find a different news source.
What would you recommend?
Well, I mean, Some More News on YouTube is pretty good.
Is that one word? How do you spell that?
SOME space MORE space NEWS. Some More News.
Yeah, who owns that?
I don't know. Probably
Where
the
does their
schmucks
funding
who
come from?
run it. Probably Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I watch Vosh.
Oh, well, I don't know about Vosh. My only problem with Vosh mostly is that
Animal thing?
he's a dick. What?
Oh, okay.
It's just like, he's a dick. It doesn't matter how right you are. If you're an asshole to people, nobody's going to care.
Well, we thought about that about you for a long time.
Why are we talking about Vosh?
Because you brought him up.
No, I didn't.
Gaslighting. Another clear case here
What?
of gaslighting.
You were bringing up all the news that you listen to, and you were like, oh, I like Bosch, too.
I don't like Vosh.
Then why did you bring him up?
Why am I on this fucking show?
Hey, we said no language in the first 10 minutes, and what do?
How long has it been?
You wait 16 minutes. Preston, what is the time?
It's been 9 minutes.
9 minutes since the beginning of the show?
My bad.
Gaslighting.
That's not...
Wait, why are you drinking my LaCroix? I told you those are mine. Why are you drinking them?
First of all, it's pronounced LaCroix.
No, it's not. I know how it's pronounced. Why are you drinking them? I told you those specific LaCroix are mine.
See, this is the problem.
You bought a whole... You bought cases
I try to put on this Sam Daily show and give this kid an opportunity, and he gets to sit in the hot seat and learn some really awesome, things like how to run a switchboard, how to run sound, how to operate a live stream, and then I'm pretty sure at one point tonight in specific I bought him a whole entire pizza. He didn't eat any of the pizza, and then now he's complaining about me drinking one of his LaCroix.
Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie, and you know it.
All of that was true.
Oh yeah, you're right. He also paid you however much change was left out of that $100.
You see what I have to deal with?
I know, he's a nightmare. I mean, you're a nightmare too, but he's also a nightmare.
Would you rather live with me or Preston?
Oh man. Preston. Actually. If I'm being honest. You're kind of an authoritarian.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You probably wouldn't
Preston's
live
just
with
kind of whiny, but I can deal with that.
I'm literally not whiny.
Of course you're not, buddy. Whatever you say.
How do I whine in any way, shape, or form? It's simply that
Every
you guys.
single
no,
time
I don't.
that we get
I
on
do
this
not-
show, you're
I'm not
like,
a whiner.
Stop it.
I'm not
I'm
whining.
gonna nip this in the bud, guys. Okay.
I just wish there was another side to Preston, more manly side that's like, yeah, I don't do that.
Oh, I think you mean stoic.
Stoic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do with a little bit of stoicism.
No, I meant like
Preston.
like just like if we threw something his way and he's like, I don't do that, and then just left it at that.
Yeah,
But he
just like,
says it
"Yeah, you're
over and
wrong."
over and over, and then he does his whole shut up thing. Where he's, shut up, shut up, shut up. Have you ever heard him do that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Preston, will you show us a little bit of that?
That's literally just. It's not true. I've never done that before.
Hey, if we're gonna be doing this podcast thing, can you please articulate into the microphone?
Don't you hate it when he?
I
just
said I
says
literally
stuff like
do
that?
not
Yeah.
do that. Actually, hey, I have a funny bit. Hey, Sam, you want to know the worst part of about doing chew?
This is actually pretty good.
What?
Ask Anarcho Josh.
What, Preston?
Hey,
What's
hey,
the-
no, Josh,
Yeah.
shut up. You
Shut
gotta let
up.
me say it. Okay, Josh, you want to know the worst part about doing? Actually, you want to know the worst part about smoking cigarettes?
What is the worst part about smoking cigarettes, Preston?
Telling your dad you're gay.
Oh, well, he's dead, so I kind of dodged that bullet, huh?
That was pretty funny though, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, not
It was
that
a-
like
it was
your
an alright
dad
bit.
dying, but like
No, that was a funny bit, too, but...
your dad dying was a funny bit.
Well, I mean, the way I presented the bit, yeah.
How many times have you made people cry? Like, were you that kid in high school when somebody would
How
say
many
things
times I
like
made
that?
people
You look at
cry?
them and go, "My dad's dead." Have you ever?
Oh, yeah, I was that kid. Are you kidding me?
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I was a
Did you make
messed up
any of
little
like the girls
teenager.
cry? Did girls pick on you in high school?
No, most people were afraid of me in high school.
Were you the bomb kid?
Yeah, actually.
Are you?
I'm serious. I had a messed up childhood, man.
Yeah.
And
We
I
know.
didn't like anybody.
But like,
And-
did the girls pick on you?
Some of them did.
Like the attractive girls.
I mean,
Did you ever pick up on any of them having a crush on you?
Oh, no, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
No, I was the weird fedora-wearing trench coat kid who threatened to kill everyone on a bus. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I remember whenever I was in high school, and then like the weird trench coat girl, like I kind of
I didn't get it.
had a little bit of a crush on her. So
Oh,
I'm curious
yeah?
if it was the other way around.
Oh, I mean, maybe. None of
Yeah.
them had the balls or gusto to say something.
You're supposed to do it.
Oh, yeah, patriarchal gender norms. Let's go. Woo.
Patriarchal gender norms, dude. It sounds like you had like a feminine enema, just right
Is-
up your butt.
It's an enema different between...
A feminine emina, mimina,
Enema?
mimosa. Jason Momoa. Has anyone ever seen that guy
I'm more
without
of
a
a
beard?
mojito
That's
guy.
very.
No, I haven't.
You seen that, Preston?
No, I don't. I don't know what you're. I don't even know who that guy is. if
That's
I'm being-
Aquaman. Or the Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
I know that we're still talking about news and everything, but can we just sidestep and just talk about Aquaman being the worst movie that I
I
had
never saw
ever
it.
seen?
I don't keep up with that crap. I don't like...
Aquaman
over
was
it.
literally like probably one of the best DC movies that's come out in a while.
It was
Oh, wait, I
probably
did
the
watch
most
Aquaman.
horrible, especially whenever they did that fight. Like it was.
It's okay. The whole thing was okay, at best.
No, it was like a solid like 7 out of 10.
worst thing I'd ever seen.
Well, I mean, they're just trying to rehash the same old superhero genre that, like...
That's not
everyone's-
true.
Everyone's
They're
over
trying
it.
to see how bad of a movie they can make.
No, they did that with Velma, the TV show.
We actually watched the first episode.
How bad was it? Was it the worst? Now that's what I'm
did
talking
you watch
about.
that with us?
No, this is what I'm talking about. Though.
I was
They
literally the guy
intentionally
who,
made
like,
that
logged
show.
into my
Okay,
HBO Max
one at
to
a
watch
time.
it.
One at a time. Preston, you're second.
Am I first?
No, I'm gonna be first.
Fine.
Okay, Anarcho Josh, go ahead. Say your
This
thing.
is what
about
I'm talking
Velma.
about. They intentionally made that show the most miserable, hateful. Like people, they knew people were gonna hate that show. They knew it, and you know what people did? They hate watched it. Everybody hate watched it, and then when everyone went on YouTube and said, "Look how terrible this show is," even more people went to go watch it, and it became. Well, granted, they only had like the one.
It's almost like everybody's
Cartoon.
so numb that the only emotion that can get pulled out of them is hatred. It's almost like that's
No, I don't
said
think.
earlier.
I think it's kind of in a different way. I think hatred is something that keeps people there and going. I think hatred is easy to weaponize. It's called like what's the term? It's like intentional, like letting off the steam of public outrage. That's what they're doing. Is like they're just kind of releasing the valve when necessary to keep us going. Yeah.
So a controlled opposition type deal.
Yeah, kind of that kind of thing.
I saw the craziest clip the other day, but first off, or second off, Preston, what were you gonna say about Velma?
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Mhm.
The first scene was like really funky. And
Yeah, dude, it was
women
disgusting.
in
It
a
was
shower
porn.
room or locker room or whatever it's called. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cartoon porn. I mean, it was censored with the bubbles and all, but
No, I'm sure.
still, you had like Velma walking into a locker room with. It was, oh my gosh.
With a bunch of naked teenage girls.
Well, here's the thing is, I didn't know anything about it the first time I watched it. Nick had it on mentioned that we should watch it for the show. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's watch it. So I had nothing. I had no idea, right? And I just remember the first scene, and then name the people in. So there's Velma, there's Scooby-Doo.
No, Scooby's not in it.
Yeah. He's not in this one. I get that.
It's only Velma, Freddy, Daphne, and then
Daphne. That was the one. So then somebody pointed out that that's Daphne, and she was yellow, and I'm like, that'd be funny if she was Asian. Turns out she's Asian in that show.
They colored her yellow. That's fun.
But yeah, that's isn't that racist though?
Because they made Velma Asian.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna have an Indian character and then they're gonna be red.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit, but
like in Doug or Hey Arnold. I think that they had a.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, I like the bit where like Velma was a schizo. That was funny. Where she was like schizophrenic.
Oh, doesn't
seeing
she like
things or
have psychotic episodes or something like
Yeah,
that?
no, she's
So
schizophrenic. It's like it really reminds me of like
Okay,
my
but-
childhood a lot. So that's what I like about the show.
Hey,
so far.
look, Preston, we're getting real off topic. We were talking about news. Now you're talking about Velma.
Thanks, Preston.
Could we just kind of swing it back over to?
How do you feel about the news, Preston?
Yeah.
Um,
We should probably let him not speak for a moment. He's thrown us off topic a lot
Oh yeah.
during
It
this
is kind of
episode,
all
and
his
I'd
fault.
really like to go back to the news.
But I totally wasn't the one that brought up Velma for
Yeah.
sure.
So what I was saying about the news. Thanks, Preston. We appreciate you.
okay, all right. You know what? No.
You gonna nip this one in the bud, huh, buddy?
I'm gonna have to because I never did any of that, and you're trying to manipulate the audience. and I
That's
don't-
called
I don't
gaslighting.
like it one bit.
We should have named this episode "How to Gaslight."
Yeah, honestly.
You guys are really bad. You can't gaslight me. I just want you to know. I'm not bullyable. I can't be gaslighted.
No.
So.
Bullyable.
No, you're not bullyable at all.
Sounds like there's malleable and then there's bullyable.
And then there's spoonable.
Why are you looking at me like
And
that when you say that's
plateable.
weird? Quit looking at me. When you say spoonable,
And spoonable.
oh, I get
Oh,
it.
yeah, I can see.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
spoonable.
That's funny. Let's
Yeah.
write that down.
Yeah,
Actually,
No.
yeah. Somebody
Go
write,
and write that down.
Say,
Write that down.
If you're,
Someone
if
in
you're
the chat,
watching,
write
yeah,
that
go ahead and
down.
put that in the comments. Write it down. Write it down. Hey, Preston, we've got time for maybe another one of your funnies if you wanna. Since you've derailed the whole entire conversation in regards to news, maybe you could give us a little bit of your funny. Like that's all, folks, or like one of those things that you've coined.
I do have a lot of catchphrases
Let me
that
preface a little
I'm
bit
kind of known for that.
Let me preface this a little bit more. Anarcho Josh, you might not know this, but Preston is coming up with catchphrases like crazy. I mean, just throughout the day, he'll just be like, you know what would be really awesome is if right now you said this. And just every time nails it.
Mm.
We'll also watch like TV programs and then he'll pause it. Like The Last of Us. Have you seen The Last of Us?
Yeah. Wait, no, I played the game though.
All right. I'm sure it's a great show after the third episode, but I haven't seen any of that because there's a really gay scene in it.
Well, the game had a slow start. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, was that like Like,
We'll get to that in just one moment.
Okay.
But
I might
catchphrases,
have to
he'll
watch that
pause
show.
it. He'll actually pause the show, and then he'll look at me and go, you know, it'd be really funny is if right here he said, and then he just like, it's great. I honestly think that he needs to start getting into not directing, but writing. So Preston, if you would just go ahead and hit us with a couple of those.
Yeah, like there was one part where like the main character, his name is Joel, by the way. He beats up a guy, and then like he kind of just like.
Oh yeah, this
having,
one's good. This one's good.
Yeah, he's having a bit of like a PTSD episode, and I was just like, you know, it'd be really good to say right now, like if he said, "Boy, I could sure use a drink right now." I thought that would be good for that part specifically.
Yeah, it was really funny, Preston.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it was great. I
Why
loved
did
it.
you Why did you fake laugh?
I
Like
didn't
that?
know. It was genuine.
That wasn't. That was
I
fake.
felt you didn't hear it out of the bowels of my gut.
Seriously,
right then,
we
right?
invite you over here. We ask you if you like some pizza. You don't eat any of the pizza.
I said after the show, and that was because I already ate. And
You didn't eat
ask.
any of the pizza that we bought you, and then you
Uh-huh.
come down here to the basement, and then you fake laugh at Preston.
Mhm.
That's actually genuinely funny. What was the catchphrase again?
It was, boy, I could sure use a drink right now. That
See?
was the catchphrase.
Why do you fake laugh at that? Like, do you hate your life so much that you have to make Preston's life miserable?
Yes.
I can't hold this together because like he's actually so honest. Like he's actually being real with me. I actually asked him that question. He answered it honestly, and I can't hold it
And
together.
now what? Now your bit's destroyed.
Yeah. So you know what's funny is if we would just if we would just get back to the news, that would be really
So CNN and Fox News are owned by the same company.
yeah.
And
I want to know who's actually still following politics. Do you believe any of it? Like, that's my big thing is when you're watching CNN or Fox, do you believe any of it? Do you believe anything that they say? And then number two is that have you not come to the realization is that it's so far from you that, I mean, I think it's necessary that we know some. You know, obviously, if Canada started to all catch fire, like that's something we probably should know, and they probably wouldn't lie about that, right? Maybe.
Oh, it depends on.
There'd be like kids flying drones over there, and like we would have all of the angles being like Canada has caught fire, and it is now coming towards the US of A.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get it. I'm not saying don't ever watch the
that's
news.
kind of
but
like climate change.
see, and then you have these idiots that believe in climate change. We went to this restaurant the other day, and on the straws there was like biodegradable. Like, you understand that whole entire scientific study was done by like a 12-year-old in California that found
Climate
out that
change.
no, the kid who was like,
Oh, the paper straw crate?
The
No, it
paper
wasn't
straw-
12. I believe it was 9, though.
he was 9 years old.
Yeah, I believe
this
it was 9.
9-year-old kid freaking psyoped all of America. Look this up, ladies and gentlemen. I kid you not. A 9-year-old ends up calling like 3 of the distributors around in California that make paper straws, and they were like, so how many get into the ocean? And they're like, oh, this many. And then so he found the percentage, and then he like took that sample size of like 0.01% of the straw factories and then applied it to the rest of them.
It was really piss poorly done. Like, I mean, I don't. He's freaking 9,
it's
but at
just-
the same time, like,
And you fell for it.
It's straws.
You fell for it.
One kid whining about straws has nothing to do with the actual science behind the fact
No,
that
it has everything to do with talking towards the fact that people believe anything, even if it's coming out of a 9-year-old's mouth. Doesn't have a freaking clue. The scientist doesn't back
this is
it.
coming from Sam.
you know what's really funny about this, Sam, is that like people will completely discount your opinions because of your age, but then like they'll still like paper straws.
Like this kid he's so at this restaurant we go to often, they're now using those straws, and I just think it's just.
And the problem is,
You can't look at me serious like that.
what's the wrong with biodegradable
Could you
straws?
fix that, please?
What's wrong with biodegradable
Okay,
straws?
before we move on any further, Preston, I think, is with me on this. Is that you got to fix this?
What?
You got to just this right here.
No.
You got to fix
I'm not going to.
whatever's happening right
Deal
here.
with it.
Can you?
No.
The beard is doing a lot of work. The glasses are doing a lot of work,
Mhm.
and the hat's doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
You've still got some filling in to do. Can we get you some glasses with that nose on there?
No.
Oh crap! His nose actually looks like the glasses. like those glasses that have the nose on it. His nose looks like that.
How about we talk about why biodegradable straws are a bunch of hoo-ha?
Hey, why don't you stop acting like this is your news program?
I like how we yelled at him earlier for not taking initiative in the conversation and getting us off track. And he's trying to get us on track. And we're just like, hey, Preston, how about you go fuck yourself?
Seriously, my mom watches this. It's
past 10 minutes, dog.
I know, but she used to watch this.
Okay. And?
Just want to let you know that.
And I care about the opinion of your mother because...
I'm just letting you know that, dude.
Okay, understood.
I'm kind of trying to share some things.
You know what?
Serious, deep
you're right.
things.
Let me write that down.
Yeah. Anarcho's right. Anarcho Josh is right. Preston, write that down.
Okay, I'm on it.
So we don't have a fourth we don't have a fourth thing, so we went ahead and hit on the technology and the language and the news. This is, I guess, where we go ahead and hit the outro. What time is it?
No, actually, I think this is the time we talk about what we've had in the works.
Oh, yeah. If you made it this far, then you kind of do like us. And so we wanted to talk about the things that we're actually working on. Okay. So go ahead, Preston, share it with everybody.
Well, me and Sam.
Can you stop? Don't start the sentence with "well" though, because like this is a big announcement. If you could start it with something like "the" or
okay. All right, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's what's going on. So.
Goodness, I love it when we don't actually talk about anything serious for the entire show. It's so much more fun that way because I don't have to be angry at all of you for how stupid you are. It's great.
Could we some really strong words, not well.
All right, yeah, I got you.
Because every single time you think like well, you think of like, you know, Lassie and then the kid that fell into it, and then like Lassie goes and says to the farmer like, hey, the kid fell in the well. So like,
I'm not listening, Sam.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, okay, so here's the sitch, Mitch, and by Mitch,
thank you.
I'm talking to the viewers. So basically, me and Sam have talked extensively about this. We're thinking of straying away from politics as a whole. Really, I mean, we'll still like kind of keep up with daily topics and certain things that are interesting, things like that. But we're more looking to shift into something more in the realm of entertainment as opposed to something political. Because honestly, as you can see, like we're really not cut out for being serious like that. So
we do want to get serious sometimes, but like everything is political.
Oh, well, that's true.
Everything is political, and the thing is that like, I think the coolest part about having Anarcho Josh's here is that we can, like, we can be funny, like, or I mean, we can't be funny. Preston's funny. You're not that funny.
Oh, I'm hilarious.
You're really not that funny.
Okay, well, that's your opinion, but I think I'm hilarious.
You're not that funny.
I don't care what you think.
There's people who are sleeping here.
I just want to know how Josh can be so full of hatred when there's literally like songs like Imagine Dragons and Radioactive on all streaming platforms is really what I'm.
Do you want to go ahead and take a second stab at that? It's been funny every time that you've said that, but you really butchered that. Can you say that again?
No.
Swing back the tape. Basically what he's trying to say is
here's the main idea though, is that we're probably going to stray away from politics. Obviously, we're more looking to make the show as opposed to something where we're the voices. We're more of just trying to make a show where we can, you know, expand, cast a wider net to
Look,
people.
here's the deal is that we're working our ass off during the day. We're working our ass off during the day, and we're trying to create businesses, and we're trying to make our own funding. So like this is, we could probably get more serious, but the truth is that we're doing a lot. We're trying to start a permanent lights business right now. So It's just, and this is the first time Anarcho Josh. We were gonna not tell Anarcho Josh, and then just continue to do these type of shows, and it would have been fun because you would have kept trying to make it political, and then we would have looked at you and been like, "Why are you trying to make it political?" But we like having you over here too, and I like
the
this
first time
better.
I'm hearing about this.
Okay, but I like this better, don't you?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think I mean the thing
Maybe
is
we
like
reserve like for 5. Is camera on me?
yes.
Okay, maybe we reserve like, I don't know, 10 minutes a show where we can really get serious. But like, it's just,
I don't think you all understand how much I love going on tirades and rants about politics.
yeah, that's because you're numb and like
Totally.
you're very numb individual, and like that's how
And
you
you're
just
not.
get your
You're
kicks
right.
off.
You're right.
You don't have to get all disheartening about it.
What do you mean?
Like, you're just like, it's just not. I don't want to. Like, what's the deal? Like,
Well, what do you mean? What's the deal?
I'm just telling you what the truth is, and you're just like,
and
yeah, well,
I'm
no,
telling you what the truth is as well.
Okay. But this is not the part of the show where we're serious, and could we hold off on
when
that?
was that? I missed it.
Not this entire episode is going to be serious. Next episode,
Yeah, I noticed that.
we're talking about what's in the works, what's going to be tomorrow, not now.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well, this might be my last show, guys. So.
What? Oh my gosh.
oh my! Listen, here's our
Preston,
main point. Here's our main point is that
Go get
me
the
and
fire
Sam,
hydrant.
me and Sam plan on working really, really hard throughout the day. We don't want to come home and talk serious and have these like political talks. We want to have fun. We want to be entertaining as opposed to trying to stay serious all the time, because clearly that's not our strong suit. Whereas you can tell we're all quite ADHD. We're bouncing all over the place. We're
pretty
moving
stupid
around.
too.
Yeah, I think you guys are stupid.
What? What?
I'm disagreeing with you.
Why do you do that?
What do you mean? Agree with you?
No.
I'm so sorry.
I was looking
that
at you whenever I said stupid.
And I said,
And
I
then
think.
you looked at you looked at me and called me stupid. Like,
Yeah, why did I do that? Shit, I'm
And
sorry.
you keep using that word, and like my mom used to watch the show.
And I don't care still.
but the main
Wait
point
till I
being
meet
is
your
like
aunt.
My aunt doesn't watch this shit. Are you kidding me?
Well, maybe she'll start watching it whenever we change it up a little bit like this.
No, she won't. She can't stand you.
She doesn't like me?
No.
Why not? Why doesn't your...
Because you're a douchebag.
Has she ever even met me?
She's watched the show.
Oh, she watched the show.
And actually-
you can clearly tell who a person is through technology.
You can get at least somewhat of a glimpse.
A glimpse.
Huh?
Yeah.
And that's all anyone needs, I think.
Okay, well, let me show you a glimpse of this. What do you think of that?
Sam is being a slut right now
What do you think?
by showing me his ankle.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I think you're white and you need to like.
Yeah, I know, but if you only saw that, would you know anything about this?
Yeah, I'd say you're white.
Would you know anything about this?
About
You
your
wouldn't. No,
crappy
because you only got
denim
a
jacket?
glimpse of my ankles.
here, Sam, actually show that to the camera real quick. That was
Show what? My ankles?
What you did.
I'll show my ankles
How,
to the
no,
camera.
how you like kind of put your show that to the camera.
Oh, where I flex my arm?
Yeah, that's good.
That's another thing. What we're trying to do is me and Preston are trying to work out.
This
Although we've gone to
this single, ladies.
Excuse me?
I said this misogynist, this
See,
single.
that's the thing is that whenever we start doing these outros, is you're gonna have to not say anything. You're
No,
just
we're
gonna
doing the
have
outro now?
Well, no, but just anything that I say, you just always talk over the top of me.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
do.
Every
true.
time.
So true.
Every time.
I think
and
you do
I'm
that to Preston as well.
Yeah, but he's cool with it.
Is he?
I'm not cool with it actually.
No,
but
well-
I'm okay, I'm just gonna get back to it. So basically,
Yeah,
what we're
get
saying
back to
is
it.
we're probably gonna look into doing, as opposed to live shows, we might do a live show like once a week, but we probably want to look into doing podcasts pre-recorded, get them edited, and then get them posted. Something that's more entertaining, something that's more gonna cast a wider net to people, as opposed to what we're currently doing, because it's very clearly. I think we can tell it's not for us. We could probably refine it over time with what we have. It's definitely been refined over time, but as of what we have, I think we would be much more fitting if we were in a more laid back state as opposed to trying to stay serious.
So I agree
suppose.
with a lot of what Preston is saying, but then also I think that we really can't tell you the direction of the show. There's a lot of things that are moving around. Like, We haven't had a steady Thursday show in a long time, have we?
No, we haven't.
And you're dying to, like, I don't know, debate somebody, aren't you?
I just would like us to be consistent.
I just want us to be friends.
I know that. But you're a douchebag.
See, Preston? I invite him over. He doesn't eat the pizza that I buy him, and then he sits in the basement and calls me a douchebag.
It's because I don't care about material things.
Okay. This is going to make...
Says the guy with the most material. You have more materials on your one hand than what I do on my whole body.
True.
That is the dumbest rebuttal to that ever, dude. I don't.
He's not wrong.
I'll leave all the rings. What do you want from me?
Dude, he's not wrong. You have more materials on yourself.
I live in a
anyone else.
trailer. You live in a house.
I rent a house. You own that trailer.
I still pay rent on the land, and I don't own the trailer yet. The bank owns the trailer.
Doesn't matter. I'd still like to trade you financially.
Well, you can always change your financial decisions. Sam,
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what you always
Yeah.
tell me? I work 2 jobs, and I still can't afford rent. Mister, I'm going to start a light business and become financially independent by
Go
becoming
ahead and put in the comments whether or not Anarcho Josh should work for us.
Yeah, so I can not listen to the comments.
Dude, why are you trying to pretend like you hate us? You love us.
Sam, because, like, to me, you and your ideology is like new age fascism.
What? Love my neighbor?
Do you love your neighbor?
Yeah. His
Even if
name's-
they're gay?
If they're gay?
What if they're trans?
If they're trans? Yeah, I love them.
Would you use proper pronouns that they'd ask you to use?
That wouldn't be loving. That would be lying.
See, and our definitions of love are very different because you...
Dude, if I told you that you had
there's
to...
no
if,
hate like God's love, ladies and gentlemen.
If I told you that whenever you come over to my house is that you have to put your left shoe on your right foot and your right shoe on your left foot, would you come over here?
I come over here, despite the
No,
fact
no,
that
no,
you
no,
make
no.
me
Would
put
you
this
come over?
necklace over here.
If I said, listen, buddy, since you walk into my house, I ask you that you need to turn your jeans inside out and wear them that way, would you still come in here?
No.
Okay, so why would I listen to somebody who's like, oh, I'm a woman.
Because
Call me she.
out of
I'm like,
a decent amount of respect, and these are 2 different things.
no.
And also, I can just choose to not come over.
All right. New rule.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, do you think trans women are hotter?
I'm asexual. I don't really see people as
What the
attractive
hell
that
did
much.
you just say?
I'm asexual. I've said this before on the show. Do you not listen to me?
That means that he doesn't have any sexual desires. He doesn't get boners, is what he's saying.
That's cap.
Not necessarily, but whatever.
You do dig in your pocket a lot. What's up with that?
I don't have pockets, really. I have my pants pocket, but I'm not digging in that
If you're
pocket.
asexual, you can't get boners.
That's not true.
Okay, then isn't asexual where you're not attracted to
How
anyone?
about you? Yeah, for the most part.
No,
You're not
Josh,
interested in
Josh,
having
why-
sexual
here's the-
intercourse?
I will say, whenever I was a mechanic, there was one thing I was
Hold up.
taught.
You're right, Preston. Anarcho Josh, listen up.
Yeah, listen up.
Listen up, Chief.
Anyways, as I was saying, I did learn as a mechanic from an old fella. There are people who play something called pocket pool. You know what pocket pool is, Josh?
I could guess.
Yeah, well, it's basically where you do some funny stuff in your pocket. That's pocket pool.
Uh-huh.
Preston, I don't know if that's kosher for this kind of TV.
His mom used to
Program.
watch the show.
Dude, I've said that 3 times now.
We
That's
literally
when it's
talk
over.
about like pornography and stuff, but that's and like.
You're talking about pocket pool, dude.
Yeah, that's Josh. That's what he does.
Like, here's a rule of thumb. Would you talk about it with your younger sister here?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, if it's a maybe, then it's a no. Okay. Trust me.
It depends on the context.
Huh?
Like if she asked, "What's pocket pool mean?" I'm not gonna lie to her.
Even if you're the one who brought it up.
That's really weird.
I probably wouldn't bring
That's
it
really
up.
weird.
I probably
that you would
wouldn't
say
bring
that.
it up.
That's really weird that you would say that.
I wouldn't bring it up. But what I'm saying is that
If you're playing pocket pool, you're trying to bring it up.
I don't play pocket pool.
All right, folks. Listen. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and say thank you.
Nothing.
We really appreciate you tuning in. We'd like some feedback. whether or not we should keep Josh. If you think that he should stay, then go ahead and comment. If you think that he needs to go, then go ahead and like it, and then we'll go ahead and compare it through that.
The most ridiculous way of
This is again one of those
you
moments
can't just do
where
a community
I'm trying
poll.
to do the outro, and you just talk
Hey, we
over
have
the top of it.
because it was a terrible
No, I have
idea.
a great way. You guys, comment in the chat right now. If you want Josh on the show, we need one comment that says, it needs to say the square root of a pi. If it says the square root of pi, that means you want Josh back on the show. We need it in 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not here.
Oh, come on,
It's not
dude.
here.
He's walking away right now.
I'm sorry. Did we not? Did someone do that? Did someone put? the
No,
square root
nobody
on?
did it.
Oh, well,
Nobody
then I
did
gotta
it.
go.
Wait,
right?
no. Come on. We're doing the comment thing. If you comment, then it's
Comments versus likes.
Yeah.
That's also.
All right. Which one do you think is gonna get more? We usually get more likes. So and I'd like to get some more comments.
My thing is it's not accurate.
So if you comment, then Josh leaves the show. But if you like it, then Josh stays.
Hey, we have 0 viewers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said I did the comment thing.
I remember when we had viewers when we were political.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then we were actually consistent with the show.
Oh, that helped too. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's because of tax season. That kind of has got me in this rut of not wanting to talk about politics.
Yeah. Well, taxation without representation is theft, and it, being stolen from does kind of put you in a bad mood.
Yeah, Preston does have a point.
That he's an idiot child.
Yeah.
I'm not a child.
Okay, buddy.
Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head out. We really appreciate you watching. If you did end up making it this far, go to Sam Daily Show, support us. That you don't even have to support us if you just join the Discord. We'll be there, and yes, in that place we will also have Anarcho Josh and Preston as well. Signing off. Thank you. Say goodbye, Anarcho Josh.
Goodbye, Anarcho Josh.
Goodbye, Preston.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, Preston.
I said goodbye.